Good morning, Glenn here. This morning I wanted to go over how you download a CSV file from Dropbox into Atlas SE. So the first thing is you'd want to locate your CSV file. The main point of this video, at least today, is I'm trying to get us up and running with the SFI road maintenance program, and so we have these CSV files that patrolmen will be collecting. And so in Dropbox, you'll see I've made an SFI road maintenance folder. Inside of there, a data downloads folder, and inside there, a folder for each district. The file I'm going to be working with this morning is in the Bernie folder. So you can see here when I downloaded it, an important thing to note. Basically, the CSV file, when we export it out of Avenza PDF Maps, takes the name of the map that it came from. You do have the option to rename the file as you're exporting it. And so in this case I've added an underscore and then the month, the day, and the year before the .csv. That'll be important as you accumulate a lot of files. They're going to all want to come out, say, from the Bernie map and just be generic Bernie. So you're going to need to add the date so that you can keep your files and the data organized. So I've already downloaded a file here. I'll just delete it and re-download it just so you can see how this is done. In Dropbox, with any file, if you just right-click it, you'll be presented with the option to download. So I'll pick that, and you'll see here that it downloaded into the corner. I can right-click on the little down arrow, or just left-click actually, and pick Show in Folder. And when I open this up, you'll see that there's the file that I downloaded. Now in Edge and Windows Explorer, but in Edge and Internet Explorer, let's go see if we can find where they put the downloads. Microsoft Office, maybe Edge. Where's Edge? This is their new browser. Microsoft Edge. So it opens on my other screen. I believe if you go up here somewhere, you should be able to see downloads. Okay, so here's a little folder. So in Microsoft Edge, if you click this little set of lines here, you'll see there's an arrow, and it's going to point you to where you download. Now I've really not downloaded a lot of things, but it should show you where the downloads folder is if you click open folder, but probably since I don't have anything, it's not showing me that. Just wanted to show you where that was, so I'm going to close that. Oh, it did open it up. Okay, so it seems to be putting it into my downloads folder here. So that's interesting to know. And there's the file that got downloaded. These are other files, I guess, that I've downloaded. This is an FTP file transfer program, but enough of that. Let's get back to Dropbox. So I had opened up the location on my computer here. I have a folder D downloads, and here's the file that I'm interested in importing. So I already have Atlas SE open. I have the Reading Geo open. I don't have the district that's split yet, but the Bernie district is basically this area here. So I'm going to go up here under Edit, Layer, Create Point Layer, and then I'm going to click on this Data Source button. Then once I've done that, I can browse through the open form here. I'm going to go to my D drive, then I'm going to go to Downloads. And when I do that, at the bottom I should see the file that's Bernie 624.2016. So I'll click on that. What the program is going to do is it's going to read the the field names in the CSV file. So it found a title field, date created field, latitude, longitude, a northing and an easting field, description, road feature type, link, and condition. Now some of these like latitude and longitude. We're handling those internally because there is a spot in GIS for latitude and longitude. It's just a standard part of any layer. Some of the others we're going to ignore. We're not really using UTM, so we're not going to import these two fields. But we are going to take advantage of title, date created, description, road feature type, link, and condition. One thing I wanted to show you is it's important to sort of understand the widths of the fields. So I opened up the DBF portion of a shapefile just to sort of show you what the widths of the fields are. Now here we have the link field, and this is an Atlas SE. These are all standard Atlas SE fields. You can see that the link is only 16 characters wide. Label's a bit longer, it's 64. MoID and SEID we don't really use. These actually are all internal fields. All the character fields are 64 characters wide, and then we have 3 in fields that will take up to 16 digits, I would imagine, including a decimal point. So link is 16, label is 64, all the character fields are 64. That's important to remember, and I'll tell you why. If we go back to Atlas SE, you can see it's reading the widths of the fields. Now I have downloaded another set of data before, and somebody had typed in a really long description or a really long title. It was actually 221 characters long. That's obviously not going to fit if we try to put it into the link field. For our purposes here of the SFI road maintenance program, we do want to put title into the link field. The way we do this, you might have noticed when I clicked in this layer attribute column title cell, I get this little message, press F2 for a list of attribute fields. So let's press F2 and see what happens. So this shows me the fields that are available for me to take the title and place it into. Now this type here tells me what type of data it is. And we see this as character fields. So you are only going to be seeing fields that accept character data over here. So we're going to pick link, date created. We're going to put that into the C2 field. Northing and easting, they're numeric data. We're not going to use those. Go to description. We're going to hit F2 again, and we're going to place description into label. That's a 64 character wide field. Road feature type. We're going to hit F2 and pick C2. Actually, I got this messed up. So this brings up another good point. If you make a mistake here, the easiest thing to do is just highlight the whole thing, hit F2 again, and pick a new field, and then it'll fix itself. In link here, I want to go into the field in this column, hit F2 and pick C3, and condition I want to put into C4. So I hit F2 and pick C4. So at this point, because latitude and longitude are already handled, we're ignoring these two fields. I think we're ready to go. It should be noted in the case of, if any of these fields are longer, you can make your own field. The way you would do that is you just click in here and you just start typing. And when you do this, you see that it shows new field over here to the side. What it does is it reads the first 1,000 lines of the CSV, looking at the description field or whatever field happens to be long, and it will parse those and read the lengths of them and determine automatically how wide the new field is going to be. I need to make sure that I set this back to link, so I highlight it again, I hit F2, not link, label, pick label. So everything's good to go. Title goes into link, date created into C1, description into label, road feature type to C2, link to C3, condition C4. And I've added these fields already in here to our standardized Atlas SE layers and attributes spreadsheet, and I'll be sending that out. So everything's good. If you wanted to change the name of the new layer, You could do that at this point by typing, additional information. I'm not going to do that. I'll just go with what's provided. I click OK, and you can see it downloaded. It highlights them so that you can easily zoom to your data. I'm going to pick Zoom to Chosen. It took me in a little bit too far. I'm going to go View Map, Scale, and let's just pick 3000 to give ourselves a little bit of context. Wasn't too terribly useful, but if I zoom out a little bit more, you can see this data point that I created is actually off ownership. So I didn't do a very good job of picking the spot to put the data, but you can see the layer was named properly. Now with it selected, I can hit Edit Attribute Browse. I'll just click that Edit Attribute Browse, and you can see it put into link the title, which was place mark 1, C1, the date created, C2, the road feature type, C3 is the link, C4 is missing, and label, where the description was supposed to go, didn't really have data in it, so that's left blank. So that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, you can always call me or email. My number is 530-378-8155. Email grouse@spi-ind.com. Thanks and happy mapping.